Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, now proposed to take up the reins of leadership at the ministry, was facing members of parliament for a second stab at a top post in President Uhuru Kenyatta's cabinet. Her rejection in 2015 as secretary to the cabinet, she says, was a learning curve as she hopes for a change in fortunes.
It is my hope that if approved, two things: that I do not face double jeopardy. That is my first hope in this session, but that I want to assure the 12th Parliament that in my mind it is very clear what the role of Parliament is and that we cannot execute foreign policy without Parliament.
Ambassador Juma was put to task on why Kenya went missing during a vote on the UN General Assembly resolution calling for the US to drop its recognition of Jerusalem as Israel's capital.
After that vote, she sent an invite to a number of countries that disappeared to be hosted by President Trump. So is our foreign policy a captive, a hostage of US foreign policy at the UN?
Motions that deal with country-specific decisions like this one are not motions that we vote on. Ordinarily, it would be an abstention vote. On this day, as you rightly pointed out, Honorable Leader, our mission had actually closed for the holidays.
But off the global stage and on the regional platform, Kenya's perceived diminishing sway in the region and continent is still a concern.
This is really what I hope if I am confirmed, to really push for a sound relationship around this region, because we cannot prosper without this region. Uganda is our largest trading partner. Tanzania is the second.
Meanwhile, Chair of the Public Service Commission, Professor Margaret Kobia, who's been nominated to the position of CS Public Service, Gender and Youth Affairs, defended the President's decision to create a new post of Chief Administrative Secretary, a move that's even been challenged in court. She says it was the President's prerogative and he followed the law.
The Constitution is very clear. It is saying that the President can establish any office in the public service. It does not even say at the job group A or V. That means he has a attitude. That position was created with the full justification within the Constitution and within the law.
She says the new positions would help improve efficiency within the ministries. The Gender and Youth Affairs Ministry has been riddled in corruption scandals and mismanagement of resources, from the NYS to the Youth Fund, ills that she says she will cure as she defended her career in public service. Former Turkana Senator John Munyas, nominated for the position of Petroleum and Mining CS, called for the implementation of mining laws to act as a guide for sharing resources between the national and county governments. But he faced questions on his own strong views on the sharing of oil revenues. The amount of revenue that will be distributed to the local communities once commercial oil production starts has been halved. The draft legislation allocates just 5% of the oil revenue to the Turkana community, where he comes from.
When you are the senator for Turkana, you were against the provision of the petroleum exploration and development bill in terms of, is that your position now as a nominee for petroleum?
My thinking that time was to harmonize. Now you are telling me in that debate, now I have a job to do. And I'm still waiting for you to give me the percentages. The percentages I will take to my community and debate and discuss and convince.
4 more nominees will be interviewed Friday as NASA MPs made good their threat to stay away from the committee's work. Sheila Sendeo, NTV.